Good evening, everyone. On behalf of agricultureinformation.com, I like to invite the speaker, Mr. Kiran B M, who will speak about how to manage downy mildew disease in grapes. I now request the speaker to begin. Thank you.
Very good evening, everyone. This is Kiran B M. I completed my post Ph.D. program from the University of Agricultural Sciences, Bangalore. So let me begin with the topic that is to how to manage the downy mildew disease in case of grapes. So from the experience of my PhD program knowledge, so we have conducted many experiments related to the management of the downy mildew in case of grapes. So with that, before going to the actual topic, let's a little have an introduction about the grapes, how it is being cultivated in India, and as well as how they are managing the downy mildew in India. So let's start with the introduction. Like grapes, the grape is mainly an important commercial fruit crop. Especially in case of India, we have been growing the grape majorly for the commercial edible purpose. Whether in case of Europe and other countries, the grape is used mainly for wine making and wine purpose. In India, we basically use for the consumption purpose. And this particular grape has been introduced to India from the Asian and European countries. So if you look into the geographical area of grape production and the cultivation area, the grape has been cultivated in three major states called the Maharashtra, Karnataka, and Tamil Nadu. So, and it's overall it covers an area of 2,683,000 metric tons from an area of 136,000 hectares, and it covers the production of around 445.89 thousand metric tons. So these are the major three areas which are covering the major grape productions in India. So if you look into the different varieties that are being grown in case of India are the Thompson seedless, the Manjari Naveen, the Red Globe, Fantasy Globes, the Flame seedless, Sharad seedless, Crimson seedless, and Autumn Royal. These are the major grape varieties which are being cultivated in India, and they are used mainly for the edible purpose, as I previously said. So if you look into the cultivation practices, how the farmers are going, what are the important cultivation practices that are being followed for the grape productions, because these kind of systems are also important for the management of the downy mildew. See, once the plants are being grafted onto the rootstock, they have been trained with the help of the bamboo sticks, and with the help of 1.8 to 3 meter distance, they go for either the extended Y or flat roof gable system or the pandal kind of systems that are being followed in case of India. So the 4 into 3 meters distance they will follow in case of the pandal system. So if you look at this kind of that is Y or flat roof gable system, in this kind of system there is open canopy. So there is not much, there is a more scope for the canopy aerations and all. So in this case, the downy mildew disease is quite uh, easy to manage, and the application of chemicals is quite possible to cover the entire leaf area. Whether in case of the pandal systems, it creates a lot of humidity and the aerations within the canopy is very less. So this is important things with respect to the cultivation practices. So and also how the canopies are being managed in case of India means that there are two kind of pruning systems, that is backward pruning and the fruit pruning or forward pruning. So the backward pruning is done in the April months. They remove entire the shoots and leave for the shoot productions, mainly to get the good quality canes for the next upcoming pruning systems. So in case of the forward pruning, they go for the forward pruning especially for the fruit productions. Later, it will develop the parrot green kind of buds, and these will develop into the fruits. Okay. Next, these canopies will develop the parrot greens within the 21 to 24 days after pruning, and Second pre-bloom starts within the 23 to 27 days after pruning. So the berry, the within the 48 to 50 days after pruning, there will be production of the berry setting starts, and this is the stage where the people, the farmers are, where the growing peoples are going for the applications of the gibberellic acids along with some of the fungicides, because the mixing the some of the fungicides with the help of the gibberellic acids is also helps in the management of the downy mildew. Because many times we go for the gibberellic acid applications, we forget to spray the chemical fungicides. Along with chemical fungicides, we should have to spray by combination of the fungicides, so that this in this stage also, because these are the main stages which are very helpful in managing the diseases. And it next this after the rubber stage, what we call the berry setting stage, it move on to the variation stage at 72 days after pruning. Net the fruits will ripe between the 90 to 120 days after pruning. So these are the basics things how the cultivation practices are being followed in India, and the how the life cycles of the grape is there in the cultivation practice with respect to the grape in case of India. So if you look into the different diseases that are being observed from so many years, and also the nowadays that are the new evolutionary pathogens that are being observed in grapes, if you look into it, this the particular first foremost and the more important disease that are being occurred in India is the downy mildew. And the next other this one and the other one is the powdery mildew. These are called the obligate parasites because it continuously requires the host for their survival and the completion of the life cycle. Either they have to survive on the weed host or on the particular main host, and these are the obligate parasites. Next, other important diseases which includes in the grapes are the anthracnose, and which is caused by the another fungal pathogen, that is the Leucina amplina, and this is causes the especially the fruits are being infected in case of anthracnose disease, and it causes the bird eye type of symptoms on the fruits. Next, other important and especially this rust disease is observed in case of the Bengaluru blue varieties, especially in the when the fruiting is start ripening, these particular disease is appearing, and it's appearing in a very severe stage, but not much yield losses has been recorded with respect to the rust disease. This is also called as fungal disease that is caused by the Phacospora vitis. The another important disease that is being affected, that is the these above uh, diseases are the fungal diseases. If you coming to the next other diseases are bacterial, and another wall-less bacteria, that is PS disease, Xylella fastidiosa, and the bacterial is caused by the Xanthomonas campestris. These are of less important disease because their severity has been not been reported in case of India. So this, if we consider the downy mildew, especially today's topic is downy mildew. If you take the downy mildew as an example, it causes the very severe symptoms and the yield losses as well. If the infections occurs in the flowering stage or inflorescence stage, it causes the 30% to 10% yield losses. And if the disease occurs in the inflorescence stage, if you are not managing the disease. So how this disease looks, what are the exact symptoms, how it starts. If you look in that say life cycle of, now we are seeing this life cycle of the crop, but now if you see the life cycle of the disease, starts as a small oil spot symptoms on the upper surface of this leaf spot. In the beginning stage, it may not be visible to naked eyes as well. Next, these disease on the lower surface, it start producing the sporangial growth. So these are the sporangial growth on the lower surface. So this later this when the conditions are not so favorable under the field conditions, it can cause us the necrosis within the leaf tissues or infected tissues. So these are the very severely infected leaves, and on the lower as well as the upper sides. Later it causes the entire loss of cyclic chlorophyll, and it leads directly to the yields. So these are the some of the observations with respect to the under microscopic conditions. So here you can see the how the infections the inflorescence is being infected and it directly leads the ill losses. See, it can take the shape of the shepherd crook, and this is the hardening of the inflorescence, and the whitish growth is of the seed. So if these conditions to these conditions, it will be converted. So there is no yield will be obtained because of this particular disease. So next, if you take the this particular pathogen characters, so it can realize these are the some of the morphological features that we studies. This is not important as per the farmer's point of view. So we as a researchers we use these kind. These are the morphological observations which are there in the laboratory techniques. So these are also some of the microscopic observations of the pathogen that is causing the downy mildew. So if you come to the management aspect of the disease, there are many chemicals that are being used for the management of the downy mildew from the decades, because it has been appeared very long back years in 1880s. So there are many chemicals being recommended and being followed. So it is our duty as an agriculture research scientist to carry out the experiments to evaluate and validate what are the chemicals that still being working on the management of the downy mildews. Though we conducted a different kind of experiment on the different chemicals, including the captain, mancozeb, metlaxyl plus mancozeb, phosphatyl AL, zymoxanil plus mancozeb, iprovalicor, and propionate, amphipicolate, and phosphatyl. These are all the chemicals which are available in the market. So we wanted to evaluate these chemicals under the field conditions to see their efficacy under the field conditions. So these are all the experiments we conducted, and we obtained that this flupicolate plus phosphatic AL, that I can mention the trade names as well, that is Profiler, and the zymoxanil plus mancozeb, that is Carjet. These have got the good result with under the field conditions. So the farmers can be incorporated these two chemicals under the management of the disease. And other apart from the chemical validations, we have also done the different experiments, like we have compared what the farmers are being already followed for the management of downy mildew. And apart from that, because the farmers are going the applications of so many chemicals almost every 2 to 3 days in a week. So the going the for more number of applications for the management of the disease, it leads to the development of the resistance in the pathogens, which affects the management of the downy mildew. So for if the pathogen develops the resistance, whatever the fungicides we apply into the fields of no use. So because of that, we should be able to apply the particular chemicals at particular stage and the particular week, and these may have the phytotoxic effect on the crop as well. For that, we have developed the different schedules under the to manage the downy mildews. So for the first week, we can go for the application of either bottom mixture or the copper oxychloride. We have got the schedule 3, that is included with the seaweed extracts, so that can be used for the management in the different week stages. So the application of bodo mixture metalaxyl plus mancozeb in the second week. Third week you should go for the propinab, and the fourth week we should go for the phosphatyl AL. So if you want to if the downy mildew is not managed, we can go for the another spray with the same chemicals. Otherwise, we can give the gap if the conditions are if the downy mildew is managed. Next, we can go for the different seaweed extracts or the chitosan for the management. Then we can again work for the another fungicidal applications. So we should always have a look into the canopy and observe the disease conditions, whether it is controlling or not controlling. And you should not forget to spray in the border regions. because the pathogens, the every farmers, what the mistakes they will do is they will go in between the rows and cover the entire plot, but they will forget to spray on the borders of the canopy. So the if you spray the on the canopy regions, apart on the border regions, so the pathogens and the inoculum availability will be reduced, and the management of the downy mildew will be effective. So from the 11th week, and if your conditions are good and manage, and again go for another extracts, because in the later stages there are chances of development of the another disease called powdery mildew, because these are have the two different climatic requirements. The downy mildew will start first, then the later part of the season the powdery mildew starts. So these are the exact uh, methods of methods followed for the management of the disease. So these are the different schedules that you can follow in your field conditions to this manage this particular grape downy mildew. And we have got the good results in the field conditions from the experiments, and it has increased the apart from the control, it has increased the different quality parameters like bunch length, number of fruits per bunch, and the fruit diameters, total soluble solid, and the average weight of the 10 bunches, as the quality parameters also increased because of the applications of the some of the organic fungicide like seaweed extracts. And these are our experiments that we conducted during the our research program, and we have got a good control of the downy mildew disease. This is about the particular about the management of the downy mildew disease. If the participants have any questions regarding the downy mildew disease and the grapes, you can ask. And thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kiran, for the detailed presentation. I'll now take up some questions. So the first question is, can you please stop sharing the screen and you can on?
Yeah.
Okay. So, the first question is, which regions in under cultivation?
Sorry.
Which regions in India have most grapes under cultivation?
The Maharashtra region, and in case of Karnataka, the Bengaluru rural, Bijapur, these are the areas which are growing major grape productions. Hello.
Okay. Next question is, how big a problem is downy mildew disease? Mildew disease in grapes.
How to? Sorry, your voice is breaking.
How big a problem is downy mildew? You could listen to the question, Mr.
No,
Kiran.
no.
Hello.
I'm not audible. You can put it in a chart.
Yeah. Okay. How big a problem is downy mildew disease in grapes?
How?
How big a problem?
Yeah, I told na, it can cause the 100% yield losses if you are not managing at a particular stage.
Okay. So exactly at what stage we can stop this?
From the start of appearance of the at least after 30 to 40 days after pruning, 25 to when the 2-3 leaf stages are starts, immediately in the fresh fresh leaves, the downy mildew will start.
And okay, next question is, what has been your experience doing a PhD in agriculture?
What has been my experience?
Yes.
Yeah. I done basically on the downy mildew of grapes. I have the other pathogens experience as well, and we can able to manage the downy mildew under the field conditions
Okay.
and conducting the farmers trials, farmers under in the field conditions, different experiments I can do.
Okay. And next question is, would you recommend other students in agriculture to also do a PhD?
It's based on their interest because all the PhD students may not have a patience because it PhD requires the patience as well as the as dedications because it doesn't come with the ease, so it comes with the interest. So it may not be recommended if you are mm, of in an emergency, like if you need a job and all those things. It may not be advisable to do PhD if you need to pursue the your life in early stages.
Okay. And next question is, what are some other diseases that affect grapes?
Yeah, I mentioned that downy mildew, powdery mildew, anthracnose, the bacterial leaf spot, and rust disease. These are all the major diseases in case of grapes.
Okay. And now we have the last question. What was your research topic for PhD? Why did you select this topic?
Because this we have seen this disease under field conditions, the very severity of the disease, and the farmers were only facing this kind of this is the major problem that farmers are being faced to manage the disease. So because of that reason, that is a major reason to select this topic, and we have done other works with the molecular characterization, all those things, and that is a major reason to give the fungicidal resistance assays we also done. So that will help directly the farmers because these chemicals are well being used and we need to recommend the particular fungicides.
Okay. So before we end, would you like to add any more inputs from your side on this? We have some time. You can let
Sorry,
us know if do you wish to share any more details about this grapes and the disease?
I will let you know if I have more informations. As of now, I have no further informations to share.
Okay. So let me check. Okay, Mr. Kiran, I am not able to see any further questions from our participants. So now we have come to end of question round. On behalf of agricultureinformation.com, I like to thank Mr. Kiran B M for the detailed presentation and answering all the questions. And we also like to thank all the participants for joining this meeting. The meeting will now be closed. Have a good and safe weekend.